Hello guys, so few months back I was talking about the idea of JavaScript SEO dying, and the good news for them is that JavaScript SEO is dying. It has an expiration date of some sorts. I guess we all know that. Like, think about that for a second. Like, if Google starts rendering JavaScript on scale, what's going to happen to JavaScript SEO?
But I mean, is it going to die, or is it going to simply evolve?
It's going to the farm, I guess.
Farm upstate?
Farm upstate.
You mean with my dog?
Yeah, just where your dog went, yeah. Basically, the whole concept comes from us, like SEOs, assuming that once Google gets so much better at rendering JavaScript, the JavaScript SEO is not going to be needed anymore. Turns out I was wrong, and actually I couldn't be more happy about that. I visited Google office in Zurich last week, when we actually had quite a lengthy conversation about just that, where actually Googlers tried to convince me that JavaScript SEO is going to be more and more needed, but basically it's going to shift into being extremely geeky and extremely technical. Because I have this concept in my head that JavaScript SEO is dying slowly. It's going to eventually dissolve because you guys are getting better with that. So basically, you are on the path of just killing two waves eventually completely, right? Can we?
I would say that we're hoping to make it all a little bit better, and so that you don't have to do more things. But kind of like with normal technical SEO, I don't see JavaScript SEO dying, because there's just so many things that you can do wrong, and it takes a lot of experience to be able to debug and find out and improve things.
And it keeps changing, right? There's new stuff coming in, and with every new bit on the web platform, you're like, does this work with Googlebot?
So this is interesting. Sorry, but I want to follow up on what you said. So you're saying that even if you guys get so good with JavaScript, obviously basically resources, and I'm guessing some kind of technology that you use to optimize that, you still think that JavaScript SEO is gonna be?
I mean,
in 2 years or 3 years, you still think it's gonna be a thing? Because I had this concept it's gonna dissolve.
I mean, it's going to be a thing in that, we'll be better at it, but there's still, I mean, there are always technical details that you can get working well or get working kind of terribly. So usually when you talk to Googlers and you fly there, or you somehow interact with people from Google, you expect them to make your life a little bit more complex sometimes, or not to give you something that's gonna directly help you. In this approach, like during my visit at the Google office in Zurich, I was extremely surprised by how things went. First of all, they were fighting my battle, basically, that I didn't even think it's possible to win. So they were convincing me that JavaScript SEO is growing and is going to be needed in just a different form. Secondly, they gave us quite a lot of info about how Google is dealing with JavaScript, how they are trying to improve that, and so on. So there's quite a lot of very, very, very valuable information for me and for community. And until today, I get a lot of Twitter messages or Facebook messages saying that this is basically what we need in the SEO community. There should be more information like that that's actionable, that's clear, and that's very useful.
To make my point from earlier, JavaScript SEO is not going to go away. It's going to change, right? It used to be,
it's going to get still much more technical.
That on one hand, and the thing is, like,
more experiments.
Today JavaScript SEO is about finding the pitfalls and the gotchas in today's technology, and like working around them, or like figuring out a better way to do them. And in the future, it's going to be more like, this is what can go wrong. It works out of the box, but these are the things that can still go wrong, and these are the things that we need to do to debug them.
Because we got a little bit geeky here, so just to summarize that.
Yeah.
I know you are trying to simplify that, but just to simplify that even further. Basically, what you're saying, like, in the future, JavaScript SEO is going to evolve into making your job, so Google's job, a little bit easier, and making sure that everything we push out to clients is basically very easy to crawl, index, and understand.
I think that's one thing, but also all of the troubleshooting stuff kind of comes in that, and that's something where we can provide some tools to help.
Yeah, so my final thought here is that observing the SEO community for the last few years, ever since the JavaScript SEO exploded, is that quite a lot of SEOs they claim they do SEO, and this is a little bit of a like internal rant within our community. Quite a lot of SEOs claim they do JavaScript SEO when they simply advise their clients to do some kind of rendering, which is far from being technical. And I guess this problem was somehow addressed in this hangout in Zurich by Googlers. So if you're doing JavaScript SEO, it's way more than just making sure that JavaScript is indexed, which Google is dealing with pretty well right now. It's basically making sure that that both bots and users get the same experience, but also that the cost of rendering is not that high, and your new technologies are not basically slowing you down with indexing, user growth, and so on.